They don't, Steve Jobs never programmed anything in his life. He couldn't build he couldn't really build anything. What
Yeah,
he
indeed it
could
was.
do,
Yeah.
yeah, he needed Woz. He needed technical people to implement it. Woz was nothing without Steve, right? He's
Right.
smart and capable for sure, but look at he had no success beyond the work he did with Steve because he wasn't a visionary. He was an implementer. So
Yeah, I agree.
you need the balance.
But this is where I think the world of agentic systems is changing, because now you have like us, Alexandra, you, me, like we're sitting on a very technical meeting here, but us talking about writing code.
Was limited because they couldn't do every location because they needed to infinitely scale their team to do that work.
Right.
Right.
I wonder, like, what's that? What is there a phrase for that, or like a term that you guys are using to like, describe that? Like, one of the first ideas that comes to mind for me is like imagine like a children's book like tool where if you just put in like your name, everyone's name, and like upload a couple photos, and then it just generated the children's book for you in real time with images from ChatGPT. It connected the story, deployed it onto a website for print or download, and like that's happening in real time. Like, but that's just one type of product. I'm trying to figure out like is it just called like real time? Is it always content, or is it does it move beyond content creation?
It doesn't have to be content. Content's easy. It could be anything involving any process that a person would do in multiple steps. Exciting though, and for us on this call, we see the incremental weekly improvements that sometimes we take for granted because we've been doing some of this for a while now, and when we take a step back and the fact that we can literally, I've got currently as I talk to you, four different VS codes running, building things independently of each other. It's pretty amazing, right? We're able to do things at a scale that was never possible. Um, I don't know what that actually means beyond that it's pretty amazing, but I think it does fundamentally change the sort of nature of development of stuff or the management or the this idea of 10,000 Xers and whatnot, right? And what does that do to the sort of world of just information technology in general? It's just we're living in some pretty spectacular times now, and never mind my QA issues with agentics.org, but now all those things are different roles within different agents that are running to solve that problem. The fact that I can do this stuff in the run of a call is should illustrate, these opportunities quite well, right? So what you're describing in terms of platform engineering or mobile development versus embedded development versus different sort of areas, they're just, to me, they're just semantics. I don't see a difference in terms of development in flow. Like I can just as easily build an embedded system for a piece of hardware as I can a UI for a website. It makes no difference to me at the end of the day. It's just how I describe the problem I'm looking to solve and guidance that I give it to solve that problem.
Right on. Thanks. That's
Yeah.
cool. Makes sense.
We've got, this is like superhuman powers. You conjure anything you want by asking the right questions. It's right.
Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, it's like spell work or something, right? If you know how to ask the right questions, then you can get the right thing. That's it. That's the most exciting part of the whole process. So, yeah,
Does anyone
I
else
think
want to run
that's
through a brick wall right now?
yeah.
Sorry, I'm just feeling so excited, so jacked.
Well, what's great about people like you, Alex, is you've got these ideas, right?